So if you're going to throw a mid-range shot, I usually throw a rock or something like that, and I hold that differently than I would a putt. So I use 3 fingers on my shots. A lot of the guys will use 4 fingers, but you at least want to have 3 fingers on the disc. When I started playing, I only had 2 fingers on the disc, and I didn't have good control. It wasn't as stable. So you want to have at least 3 fingers on the disc, and make sure it's at an angle about like that in your hand. You can kind of see where it lines up in my hand, you know. But you just want to make sure it's comfortable, because if it's not comfortable in your hand, you're not going to be confident. You want to be comfortable and confident before you try any shots. So what I do with my feet, it all starts with your feet on putting, mid-ranges, drives, everything. So I like to line up with the target pretty square. I want to be sideways. My feet are about shoulder width apart, and I'll hold it out like that. If I'm going to throw a hyzer shot, you guys know about hyzer and anhyzer shots?
Yeah.
Hyzer shots, like anything this angle. Anhyzer shots are at here, and they're almost 2 different complete forms, different from each other. For a hyzer shot, all your power is going to come from down in here. So you want to have really slow feet. Your feet never have to get moving fast. Keep your feet slow, and on your follow through, I like to point my elbow at the target, and that ensures that I got all the way through the disc. Left side of my body comes all the way around. That makes sure I got a full follow through, and you're going to get the most out of your frisbee that way. So I'll throw one, and you can videotape me. I don't have the best form in the world, but if you can try this, it might help you. So that's pretty good. You got through the disc well. Left side comes all the way around. Elbow pointing at the target. Now it's for a hyzer shot. Now for an anhyzer shot, it's a little bit different.
You were throwing rock before.
That was a rock.
Wouldn't you throw it straight to the target? Would you take a hyzer?
I like to use predictability in my shots, and if you know a disc is going to finish left, I like to aim it out a little bit wide and let it finish left if there's space for it. So that's for hyzer shots. Now for anhyzer shots, that's when you're holding the disc like this. And it helps if you lean back a little bit. You lean your back, that helps your disc get at the good angle. If you want to get behind me, you might be able to see the angle a little bit better.
I'm going to move this here.
So I'm going to lean back. I'm holding it the same way, but instead of throwing it with hyzer, I'm going to try it with anhyzer. I'm going to bend my back, and then the follow through, think of your arms as one level plane. And the first arm comes through. See how my arms were level with each other? You want that second arm to follow through, almost coming down and around. That's for anhyzer. So you really want to make sure you follow through like that for the anhyzer shots.
And that's basically for mid-range.
That's basically
Or drive.
you can throw a drive anhyzer as well. You know, some of the longest drives you will put anhyzer on. If I'm trying to throw it as far as I can, say the hole is way past that tower, up past that dirt, I might take a really overstable disc that's going to turn left and put anhyzer on it and throw it kind of high and try to get the full flight out of it and come this way and then turn back. I'll try to throw a far one and you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'll try to go around the big tower. We'll see where it goes. But you always want to keep your feet slow, even when you're trying to throw really far, really hard. It doesn't pay to have fast feet. You want to keep your feet slow. And that'll help you have better timing, and timing is the most important thing of everything. So, this is an overstable disc with anhyzer, and Star Excalibur. So you saw me put anhyzer on it, and that helped me get the full flight all the way out of it. And once it reached so far, it starts turning left. So that's an anhyzer drive. I'll throw, this is a Champion Monarch. It's a little bit less overstable. I'll throw this drive with hyzer, and you'll see it pop up and start to flip to the right because it's understable. The harder you throw an understable disc, the more it's going to flip up and turn to the right. And
do you get as far as the other one?
Sometimes, especially in a tailwind. So if I have a big tailwind, you might choose a less overstable disc and throw it with hyzer, and that will keep it lower, and you'll get a better penetration out of it. If you get a high anhyzer up in the tailwind, it's going to get beat down. It's not going to go as far. So I'll try to throw it about the same distance, but I'll put hyzer on this one. Not quite as far, but you can see how it flipped up a little. It didn't flip up as much because I didn't throw it quite as hard as I should have, I guess. But I'll throw another one here. This is a very understable disc. It's a DX Stingray. It's about a 20-year-old Frisbee. And this will be a good demonstration of how you can put something with hyzer and watch it flip up. So this will probably end up going to the right of the barn. But I'm going to aim right at the barn with hyzer. And this is handy if you have a shot that needs to turn right later in the flight. So you might pick an understable disc and throw it with hyzer.
But now with the drive, how's the grip?
Same as the driver. I throw my mid-range shots and my drives with the same grip. Some people change it. I keep it the same. So I'll throw this with hyzer and you'll see this flip up. If you're throwing understable into a headwind, it's going to really make it turn fast. Also, if you're throwing overstable into a headwind, it can sometimes make it flip up and go straight. So the wind has a lot to do with it. So you saw it flip up and go right. That's a good example of what understable can do. And lightweight Frisbees tend to flip up and fly the same way. So smaller people sometimes, or females sometimes it's better to use an understable disc or a lighter weight disc if you want to get more distance out of your shots.